Hello, welcome to a brand new season with Titus Pétange. We tried to record this about an hour ago and I got absolutely sabotaged by hiccups. So, we're going to try and go again now that we're at this point. I actually had to save scum a couple of domestic games just to get back to this point because I wasn't happy with the final product. So, we are back with Titus Pétange against Arsenal. This is the fourth match of the Champions League in 2048 to 2049. We absolutely demolished them 5-1 at the Emirates. And once we click this, you might freak out. Because I would like to proudly announce that 34-year-old Andreas Paradiso has re-signed for the club. Yes, he has. Who thought that was going to happen? Me, a little bit. We kind of needed a right midfielder for a couple of seasons just to, be a really, really good player and allow the multi-talented right wingers that we've got hanging around in the under-23s and the under-18s to develop a little bit more. Don't throw them completely into the spotlight. He is back. How about that? We completely destroyed our wage structure to get him back. But what a moment this is for the club to say hello to one of our own again. And this guy is one of our own. He is very special. And I think we might have to rename the stadium that we've got Paradiso Park. We've still got, 10, 12 years of this stadium to go. Which means that some players in this squad could be the next Paradiso, and I think that they should have an opportunity to have a stadium renamed after them as well. We've still got 12-ish years of this stadium, the 30 or the 22,000 seat or something like that, before we get the opportunity to move. Let's have a look at the facilities at the Stade de Nouveau Moulin. It is a 22,000-seater. I think we should call it Paradiso Park or something Luxembourg with a Luxembourg twist. Obviously, Paradiso Park is incredibly English. But that's it. That's the big news, really. In smaller news. For me, it's smaller news. Spain did win the 2048 Euros. Is it any surprise that they got to that situation? So congratulations, Spain. Yeah, no shock. Really, what isn't a shock either? Paradiso hitting highest average rain at 8.51. That old, just showing up the youngsters at this football club. And it's not like there are any slouches at this football club. This guy is just a different breed. He has been injured a little bit, I think. Let's just have a check. He had an injury, at the start of this season. A lower back stress fracture. And he has come back from that, bounced back from that in astonishing fashion, to say that he's 34. Yes, some of his stats are going down, but Jesus Christ, what a player. Well, we got the transfer history to go in a second. I do want to go to the schedule because I want to, wax lyrical even more about Andreas Paradiso, because we've just replayed this game, and in the 86th minute, he scored an absolute blinder. Like, this thing is dropping like a stone, but he just delicately side foots it, top corner. It's stuff like that that separates him from everybody else. Looks like we lost the Super Cup against Manchester United in a neutral venue. Okay, that's fine. Who cares about the Super Cup? I mean, it would be nice to get a couple more titles in that, but no one really counts. Arsenal, Champions League, fourth game. We are on 9 points. We're absolutely flying. This would secure qualification to the knockouts. Let's go and see what has changed with the team. I'm not hiccuping just yet, so all good. Don't really know where we started. Where we finished up last time we checked this. Just going chronologically. Let's go from like the start of May, and you can see that no outs have occurred since the start of May. That has changed. Really good business here. Jorge Rodriguez coming in from Cruz Azul, I believe. A 3.5-star ability player, 4-star potential, 6'2", 23. So he has potential, he has ability, he's big, he could turn into a centre-back, 20 determination, driven, don't really know why he went and didn't come into the European game. Of course, he's not like the big superstar that I want to sign up. I mean, that comes later on. But at that price, you're always going to make your money. So his valuation has essentially doubled since we've signed him up. Quids in. Who really expected this to happen? I was just going to kind of ride it out until we had some sick right wingers. And then it kind of like flashed up in my head, like if we signed up Paradiso, yes, he would cost an absolute fortune, but he would win us another Champions League. There is no doubt about that. Paris Saint-Germain actually did really well. He got him last season and sold him on a profit. But I think 30-odd million pounds, 37 million pounds, whatever we spent, is still a pretty good amount of money for someone who is going to give us some decent service over the next 2 years. Amazingly, he wanted a 4-year contract. Figure that one out. Salvador from Valencia is already been sold, has he not? Yeah, he's already been sold. How about that? What an absolute shit show that is. But we recouped most of the money from his terrible signing. 10.75 million from Valencia, and then Antonio Albanese, a 5-star Italian attacking midfielder, coming in from Napoli for £20 million. I'm pretty sure that he is on loan at the moment, and we will see the loans in a second. Flicking over to this season, an extra £74 million spent on players. Mateus Vendikis, a 3-star potential Argentinian central midfielder. Not it, I'm afraid. Tassio, also another one that might not be it. Sounds like a coffee maker. 4-star potential there. But relatively cheap, much like the Boca Juniors man above him. Walter Alueta, can we just move them stats, please? He is a 5-star Italian winger, and thankfully he is on the left foot. We really don't need any more right-footed wingers for now. This is a Turkish centre-back. His name is Levent Demirci. And, his physicals are going up quite nicely. 4-star potential centre-back. I don't know if we're going to see him. I didn't know we'd actually put some money into Luxembourg teams, but clearly we'd stuck £10 million into Swift Hesperange, signing Dylan Friesing, who is now at FC Nurtzange, if that's how you say it. So 4 million, 9 million, 9.25 million, 3.9 million, 10 million to Swift, and then into Carlos at 1.4. Yes, it is another quite exceptional Spanish player. Can they just stop producing them? Who knows? They need to stop producing them eventually for us to win a World Cup. Then we get into the real recent ones. Roman Fedorov, injured at the moment with a damaged Achilles tendon. So it's a pretty bad injury. I've got a damaged tendon myself at the moment, so I know how that feels. He is, a £20 million signing from the Russian side Lokomotiv Moscow. And right at the bottom here, Khan Hamil, who is a 5-star left-footed attacking midfielder from Dortmund. There are a few attacking right midfielders, 4.5-star, 5-star at the moment. Most of them are injury prone, so I'm not really interested anyway. but more so that I think we've got the better of the right wingers. We'll have to see in the future to see if we miss anyone. Let's sort the outs by fees, because as you might know, I don't really need to say it anymore. Loads of loans, and you know what? A handful with really, really decent fees attached. Can you see that? So at the top here, like £1.1 million in total fees. Very tasty indeed. It's just free money at the end of the day, and you're getting better players as a result. We got a free before we get into the big money. Dena Cazares, one of the backup goalkeepers, has a 3.5-star potential, but we let him go to Chapecoense, the club that obviously had that hideous plane crash, 5 years ago? Something along those lines. Okay. Top. Ruben Gomez, always complaining, this lad. We did sign him up to a new contract, I believe, but because of him nagging, we eventually succumbed to the bid with Real Madrid. £80 million, probably the money, an acceptable amount of money there. Frank Berggaard finally says goodbye to Titus Pétange after all them amazing years and shutting down Paradiso. Maybe Paradiso gets the last laugh now that he's returned. But it'd be nice now being on the opposite side if we ever do face Chelsea in the next couple of years for Paradiso then to smash up Berggaard. We'll have to see. But the 29-year-old has really been a fantastic servant for the club, and he's going to be a great player for Chelsea, I'm sure. That was a £73 million move. Mengo to PSG, the 4-star midfielder. I would even call him a 4.5-star midfielder. It was very difficult to choose from the midfielders that we got to sell, but Mengo was not the highest ability, and I believe he was the oldest as well. So he was the person that we admitted defeat on, I guess. Great player again. I can't believe Mengo is 27 years old. He still feels like a baby. How about this for absolute theft? Mario Barducci, whose potential is only 3 stars, was sold to Borussia Dortmund for £51 million. For way more than Paradiso. Boy, he is not Paradiso. He's nowhere near. If he had a couple of years like Paradiso, he'd be absolutely loving it. Pierre Dumoya, I thought we were going to get a bit more for him. He is an exceptional player. We doubled our money from 12.5 million to 25 million. And it was just a profit venture, because if you look at his stats and his wheel, he's not quick enough to be a wing back. He's 5'11". He could potentially do a job as a defender. He's going to be very, very sick. He can't cross though. He'd need work if he was being a defensive midfielder. We don't play defensive midfielder in our normal formation. So it was just like, get him in, develop him, sell him. And that's exactly what we did. It was a profit situation, profit game. Double your money. Not bad. Sebastian Retamoso is one that I'm not happy about letting go. He really wanted to let go, and we eventually said yes to Olympique Lyonnais, who are a team that we could potentially buy back from because of our power on European football now. I don't think Lyon would want a significant amount of money, maybe like 30, 40 million for him. If he does grow into something ridiculous, his potential is 4.5 stars. So it's something, keep an eye on. He's driven, he's got 19 determination. He could be ridiculous, but he was one like Kevin Kone, who's still at the club, that he had all the ability, but he was just outside of the first team. And being just outside of the first team, not catching a loan as well, means that your ability, your growth does suffer. And, Retamoso had enough and wanted to get some first-team football in. I can't really complain about that. It doesn't happen that much, because we do have a good pull now as Titus Pétange. But some people, they choose football in time over sitting on the bench, and you cannot complain about it. Tino Tendesibanda, one of the many English players that we got rid of, a forward with a lovely looking wheel, but just didn't really grow at all. I think that wheel stayed very, very similar. 20 years old, 4-star potential. I think many of the ones that you're about to see are 4-star potential. That was a £15 million move, and then 13.75 Mahmoud Abdallah, 4-star potential, going into Lyon, left back, English. Yeah, but he's apparently is a wonder kid. It'll be great for Lyon. Lyon laughing. Lyon really thankful that we were selling a certain type of player this season. Salvador then went to Juventus, so it was just cut our losses. Only £500,000 lost there, so all good. Kieran Wright, there we go. Another English 4-star player, the defender, going to Tottenham. They have themselves a lovely little bargain there. £10 million? And 4 stars. Apparently, media call him a wonder kid. We'll see. We'll just keep an eye on, but I think we've done for the most part really solid decision making. Jose Alberto Mendez, not really something that I have to make an excuse for. His potential was 3.5 stars. So off here goes Ian Cottam. Ian Cottam, 3.5 stars himself. Don't know why Chelsea really wanted him. He's not going to replace Leffinger anytime soon. So 10 million for Mendes, 7.5 million for Ian Cottam. And this one's actually a really surprising one. Werner Sevilla had the most ridiculous wheel that I'd ever seen for like, what, a 16-year-old. I think, did I get him at 16? Let's have a check. Yeah, about 16, maybe even 15. Boy, he's got a long list of teams already. Goodness me. But yeah, one of the most amazing wheels for a youngster. I don't know how much I can trust this report. We got some insane staff members and some new staff members that we're going to talk about in a little bit. But we'll just take it. We had a bid on the table there from Paris Saint-Germain. We might have a clause in the contract somewhere. I don't know. And if he turns into something very magical, we will try and sign him back. It is what it is. The thing is, him being an attacking midfielder, right-hand side, guess where he'd play? Right-hand side on the attacking mid, be another right winger. I would have to try and adopt him to a right winger. We might even change him to a striker, but we've got loads of strikers coming through as well. It's just trying to reshuffle everything to the best of our abilities. Lucas Altenvoorde is a 3-star potential player, so just want to get out, cut our losses, maybe. We might have actually... But we made a significant profit. How about that? Just get him out the wage budget. He's not one for the first team. But there you go. Profits. That's what I'm saying. Like, because our reputation has gone sky high, maybe the league reputation, the valuation of the players it's just shot up massively. We're making profits on players that we shouldn't be making profits on. Daniel Agnew is not one of the cases there, going to Manchester City. Manchester City still sees something in him. I personally don't. And then we got Thorsten Reschke, who was only spent 1 season at Titus Pétange. We dropped half the valuation of him, half the money that we spent last season. He is not the guy. 4-star potential, and he's a right back. You know, we're trying to get that Luxembourg player as much time as possible on the right-hand side. Jesus, that is a long list of players that we had to talk about. Let's just flick through the first team. From Shackleton Dodd, Raul Torres. Ugarelli is absolutely magnificent. Might be the best 21-year-old that I've seen, but Yale Doubts and Paradiso would like to have a word. Ebersbach as well would have been like ridiculous at that time. Uriarte still making a charge, now 4.5 stars. Got Faisal Ade with slight increase. Barrère is honestly all over the place. Bordenaro is back in the first team, and Christ almighty, we are trying everything to get his personality changed from unambitious. I'm pretty sure he's in a mentoring group now with Paradiso himself. So, I mean, if that doesn't get you kicking, firing in the right direction, I don't really know what will. Cardenas, struggling a little bit in the training. Try and get him some more game time. Deju replacing Burkgod on that left-hand side. Crossing is nearly there at 10, and I would be very, very happy with that. We've got Chris Hewitt. Try and give him some game time. Love that his determination has shot right up. Love that. Leo Grande is on loan at the moment to Janessa Canache. Cool, that is good. That's some good game time for him. Luis Alberto off the left, the 5-star Brazilian. And we've got Michael Martinez, another 5-star player. Mazegla's 5-star. Malchek's obviously the backup goalkeeper. Modesto's 5-star. And he is, well, yeah, I was close to selling him. He's listed at the moment. Just seeing what we can find. Shout out to Ji Yong Pang, who has started getting into the first team now. Just past Kevin Kone. And yeah, he's a baller. He's an absolute baller. I don't think we're going to miss Gomez that much in centre-back. And you'd think selling someone like that, you would probably miss them. No, I don't feel like we'll miss him that much. Paniagua is an absolutely amazing midfielder. Bro, he is just something else. Paradiso is obviously God. Jorge Rodriguez, really excited to see what we can make of him. It's still on the right side, the right age of development. Try and get him to a centre-back. There is much money to be made there. Romulo, I'm not liking his arrows at the moment. Brian Ruiz now is in the first team. And I'm pretty sure this is one of the players that I was like, yeah, I don't think he'll make it. He seems like he's making it. Now has the number 5 shirt. Not playing that much, though. I need to get him playing. Frederick Sabatic, well, he's trying to play as much as I'm trying. Oh, goodness me, no. He has not been playing this season. Okay. Game time for Sabatic, please. And then back to Shackleton Dodd. If we go into the under-23s, you can see how many players we've got out on loan at the moment. At the top, Ikechukwu Unkali is back out on loan. A really nice loan package from Real Madrid. And then Kevin Kone, as per, just waiting for his chance to impress in the first team. Josemi had a loan spell at the end of last season, got a loan spell this season. I'm absolutely fine with Josemi getting the loans because his personality is fine. It's all about concentrating on Bordenaro. If we can't get Bordenaro sorted, then it'll all be like concentrate on Josemi and all the other strikers that we've got. But it's just a whole raft of amazing youngsters out on loan. It's just absolutely insane. I could click one of these guys and it's just up arrows, up arrows. Next one, up arrows, up arrows. It's crazy. It's crazy. Staff members. I really need to talk about staff members because for the first time in absolutely ages, maybe the first time ever, might have done it in one of my Man United saves, we have a director of football who's insane, by the way, and a technical director as well. Now, first off, I was only going to accept these staff roles if we got some sick people in. Of course, we were not in any rush. I was happily managing the team without a director of football and technical director. So they weren't completely necessary. So we had time to find the right people, and we got the right people in. And it's just to save me a bit more time. It's just a massive, massive team of people, staff-wise and player-wise. But staff, 108 staff members. And I know when I had I think technical director last, he started sacking off all of my staff. So before we hired up the technical director, I re-signed every person on the staff list because there were a lot of month-to-month rolling contracts. That wasn't happening. We made sure everybody got a contract. Everybody stayed at this club. I'm still in control of who gets signed up as a staff member. So that is fantastic. Technical director's job, just to sign them back up. And that's what he's doing. And director of football, a similar situation, just sign contracts with the first team players, which means that we will be giving contracts with clauses out. I think let's have a look at Shackleton Dodd. Let's see if his clause. Yeah, so he's got like a loyalty bonus, appearance fees, and yada, yada, yada. Now, I think we might have talked about this. Something in the back of my mind feels like we've already talked about this. Anyway, they get thrown in. We've been trying to, get rid of some of the older staff members for younger staff members. Add a little drive on that. But overall, look, it's the best staff in the world. Oh, I thought we were missing one in the under-23s. We are an under-23s performance analyst. How exciting. And an under-18 sports scientist that could push the staff numbers up to 110. Ho-ho! Jesus Christ. Right then. I really have covered everything now. Shout out to Jake, who told me that I can actually change the stadium's name through the editor through the club page. Didn't know that. I've been doing it the old-fashioned way with a text file in the game folders. So that will save me a lot of time when we do change it to something Paradiso related. Let's go into the team selection and let's enjoy Paradiso. Tear it up. 5-1 at the Emirates. 5-1. Absolutely decimated them. And Arsenal are a good side. And we're just on a different level, pal. It's just amazing to watch it. And Wankwo tries to throw it, immediately gets dispossessed. Miklos, easy for Hewitt, trying to go over for Luis Alberto. Squadrone with a massive clearance. Shackleton Dodd onto Modesto. Good news as well, the hiccups did not return for this, which is absolutely wonderful. Rodriguez, what a ball that is to Torres, who tried the early volley. That would have been quite the showing. Arsenal corner kick. And Albano, I believe, is one of our old players. Could have been there. Paradiso getting double teamed. Uriarte could have played it on. Paradiso trying to get through that number 2. Rodriguez to Modesto. I mean, just in comparison, this has gone so much more swimmingly than the first recording. So I'm glad, even though it's taken another hour of my life, that we went back and sorted it out. I was going to get the first proper key highlight here. I wouldn't say that Torres effort was a key highlight. Rodriguez as Torres, I think there was a little deflection off the defender at first. But I would say that it was the first proper highlight. Let's go to the league table. Yeah, win this and we're through. I expect that, even if something shocking happens today, you expect that we're going to get through and probably qualify top of the table with that outstanding victory at the Emirates. So, 37 minutes gone. Hewitt's not happy for some reason. So I've got to make sure after this episode to get Sabotic into the side as much as possible. Who's been playing at right back? Is it... I'm going to guess that it'd be Modesto playing at right back. Nope. Oh, Jorge Rodriguez is getting the nod. Well, he is growing quite nicely. I'd just rather him be a centre-back. Yeah. So he's played 6 times already this season. Modesto's probably taken up the other amount of right-back duty. Here comes Rodriguez on the ball, and Paradiso looking to cross. Get them beautiful deliveries back in. Uriarte nods it across to Luis Alberto. Usually it's the other way around. That is 1-0 to Titus Pétange. And, I mean, stats-wise, we kind of deserve it a little bit. Albano. Good player, Albano, but since he left us, I haven't really thought of him. That is just unbelievable football. Uriarte once again making the goal happen. Him and Torres' partnership up front is going from strength to strength. Let's have a look at Mr. Albano. Sergio Albano, Portuguese player. Left Titus Pétange, 44, so 4 years ago. For £10 million, Arsenal snapped him up 44 million. Juventus made some serious dosh on him. But he doesn't actually look like a great midfielder. Not as impressive when I see it as like Scocco, who, 32, he might have dropped a little bit, but really hit the ground running once he'd left Titus Pétange. So this is domination now. 10 shots, 3 on target. Basically, a 3-to-1 ratio on the shots. XG's high. No need to change the squad. We've only got 4 minutes left. Make sure no one gets an injury. Dejoux. He's got a yellow card, so it's Hewitt. Beautiful football. We are on such a different level right now. It is an absolute joy to watch. Modesto with the time. Shackleton Dodd back to the goalkeeper. Mazegler has just launched it. And when I say launched it, Uriarte back to Torres. It's a 1-2 between the two forwards. It's a football we play at Titus Pétange that gets the fans going. 3-0 to the Luxembourg club. Oh, big news as well. God, I'm glad that I've checked. I remember that. I did not remember this in the first recording. Finish in the dressing room. This is massive news as well. How did I forget about it? First off, I think Luxembourg nearly qualified for a Euros. The Euros that's just gone. Which is insane. Let's go to the club info. There it is. Luxembourg. 95th at the moment. Schedule. See the Euro Championship qualification playoffs. They beat Liechtenstein in the semis. Lost to Iceland in the final. Quite convincing, that bashing as well. However, club coefficients wise, this is massive. We are 4th. We are 4th. So that Europa Conference League win was absolutely massive for us in the grand scheme of things. Got us 18.4 points. I think that's how they go from last season. We've already accumulated a little bit this season. But it pushed us all the way up into 4th. I don't think we'll last that long. Next season is the moment where we'll have four teams in the Champions League, which is just fucking bonkers to me. We'll have 4 teams in the Champions League and we'll get absolutely battered from that point forward. It's just to hope that one of those teams gets third placed into the Europa League and whatnot. But yeah, magic. And I think that is going to happen often until we can get to a point where we consistently come 4th. I don't think it's going to be a now we're here, we'll stay. It's going to be a yo-yo effect for sure. Ugarelli is back from a twisted ankle. Love that. And what a baller. Get his defending up. Be right. try and get him back onto the defensive positioning. See if he's having any of that. If his positioning stats went up, we'd be golden. Right. How about that? It's just a great side, and it's a great, you know, when you get to this situation, when you get to this point in the Football Manager, it is just sit back, watch them play some incredible football, sign a couple of players when you need to, and then just watch them play incredible football. Crack on. I'm really excited to see what happens to Luxembourg in the next 20 years now that we're doing some big things. How's the youth rating going on? I don't think I even checked. Generated players 74. Has that gone up? It might have gone up. I'll leave it at that for this season. But it could potentially be larger than that as well. We may look at the 80s soon. You know, it's going up. We don't need to worry. It's going up, and it's been going up at quite a pleasant rate. We just need to keep on doing our thing now. And we got the team to keep on winning European titles. So, let's get going. I'll see you, semi-final of the Champions League. We'll get there, I'm sure. It'd be a surprise if we don't get there with a squad like that. It'll be a story. It will be a story. Or just straight up unluckiness. Can't believe we got Andres Paradiso back. See you next time, guys. Bye-bye.